Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Friday Night Football. Tonight's contest is between the battling Buffaloes of Baker High School and the Panthers of Glen Oaks High School. I'm Sid Gotro along with John Brown. We'll be later joined by Greg Allen to bring you Baker High football. This is the first district contest for the Buffaloes coming in tonight. And John, you want to fill us in a little bit on the Buffaloes' record so far this year?
Sure, Sid. The Buffaloes started off in great fashion this year, winning their first four contests and being elevated to the number 4 team in the state in the eyes of the sports writers. Last week we kind of fell on some hard times, a lot of bad breaks. The Buffaloes really outplaying the Covington Lions, but falling in Covington 17-15 to give us a 4-1 record. Obviously still in the eyes of the sports writers, considered to be a good team because we're still holding a number 8 ranking in the state. In terms of the Glen Oaks Panthers, they've had a phenomenal season so far, winning all of their ball games, being undefeated, and being ranked 11th in the state in 5A football. As you mentioned, this is the first district contest, and we're looking for quite a game tonight.
Well, the captains for tonight's ball game for the Buffaloes are 76 Kendrick Burns and 84 Larry Clark. Glen Oaks won the toss, elected to receive. Baker will be kicking off, defending the south goal. Glen Oaks will be receiving, defending the north goal. Got the Glen Oaks High School band presenting the colors and the national anthem. Very important contest for both teams. This is the first district game for both teams. Of course, Baker historically playing for district title or runner-up in this district. And, of course, Glen Oaks this year, a much improved team with a highly talented and touted quarterback, Randall. And I think this could be a fine district contest. Game time temperatures in the low 70s is kind of a we hadn't had any rain, John, but it is kind of a sticky, just kind of a very humid night, and it could play a factor in this contest later on in the ball game.
We're not going to have to wait too long to see strength against strength. Glen Oaks will have the ball on offense, and we'll get to see Eric Randall. And the strength so far of the Baker team this year has been their defense.
Well, a kick going down to the 28-yard line, no return. Glen Oaks will take over for their first possession, 1st and 10 on their own 28-yard line. We're glad to be back with you. We've been off the air the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, Baker's played away. They played Central at Central, and, of course, Covington at Covington, and neither facility provided us an area in which we could film the game and bring it to you, but we're glad to be back online. Good tackle, 42, Paul Gotro, along with 22, John Brown, and 84, Larry Clark. Ball carrier picked up 2 yards on a play. We'll bring up 2nd and 8, the ball at the 30. Paul Gotro doing a good job coming in there, along with number 22, John Brown. We'll try to set the defense for you. At ends are number 82, Darren Berninger, and number 84, Larry Clark. The cornerbacks are number 14, Mike McClary, and number 32, Wayne Spears. At the safeties, 22, John Brown, and number 80, Sammy Williams. First pass of the contest, complete. Be short of a first down out to the 36-yard line. Tackle made by number 14, Mike McClary. Brings up a third down situation, 3rd and 3. Linebackers are number 42, Paul Gautreaux, and number 64, Jerald Jackson. At the nose guard is number 46, Emmanuel Hickman. The tackles will be number 78, Andre Davis. And it should be number 76, Kendrick Burns. I'm not sure yet. Good job, 42, Paul Gautreaux, doing an excellent job of coming up to fill the gap right there from his linebacker position. Going to be awful close at first down. Depends on where they mark the ball. I'm sure they're going to call timeout for a measurement, which they are. It's going to be awful close, John. If he got it, it's just going to be by the length of a football. Paul Gautreaux getting active here early in the contest. 2 tackles on his opening possession. It is a first down by half the length of the football. First down, Glen Oaks. The other tackle in there is number 77, Ken Hilton. 77, Ken Hilton.
In the last couple of games, Sid, Glen Oaks has gone more to a running game. They've had a good passing game for many years, but these last 2 games that they've won were mainly on the ground. So this will be interesting to see how they do. And there's another running play.
Tackle made by number 84, Larry Clark, along with number 78, Andre Davis. Ball carrier picks up about a yard on the play, bring up 2nd and 9. Ball at the 39-yard line. Number 35, McNeely checking in for number 14, McClary at cornerback. Pass play, flags fly. Pass is complete. Tackle made by Wayne Spears across midfield down to the Baker 49-yard line, but there are flags on the play. The direction in which a flag was thrown would indicate it would be possibly a holding call.
No, it's an illegal shift.
Illegal shift by Glen Oaks. That's going to negate that play. That was a first down play for Glen Oaks, but penalties negate it. Be a 5-yard penalty. Backs them up to the 34-yard line, where Glen Oaks will have a 2nd and 15. Well, 2nd and 14. They'd pick up a yard on the first play. So 2nd and 14, the ball on the Glen Oaks 34-yard line. Good defensive coverage out there by number 64 for the Buffaloes, Jerald Jackson. Pass is broken up by Jackson, so to bring up a 3rd down and 14. Definite passing situation here.
Yes, that was great coverage by a linebacker. They just tried to sneak that back out from the backfield, and number 64 wouldn't have anything of that, just was right on his back, right out to the side there. Excellent coverage. You don't necessarily expect that in high school, but that was great coverage. Sometimes you don't even see the pro linebackers cover someone that well.
Randall rolling out, looking for somebody to throw to.
Intercepted.
Intercepted by 35. LeJean McNeely takes the ball down to the Glen Oaks 41-yard line. So Buffaloes will start off with excellent field position for their first possession of this ball game. That was a good play there, John. McNeely had excellent position on the intended receiver, and I don't think Randall ever saw him. He threw the ball right to McNeely. McNeely gives the Buffs great field position at the Glen Oaks 41-yard line. Quarterback number 13, Sowell. Fullback number 22, John Brown. Sowell keeps the ball, picks up good yardage down to about the 33-yard line. Fullback is number 22, John Brown. Tailback's number 30, Chris Beverly. centers, number 63, Shane Bolton. Of course, Baker alternates their guards in number 64, Darrell Jackson, number 65, Ronnie Reese. High pitch. Number 30, Chris Beverly, taking it down inside the 30-yard line.
Mighty close to the first down. I think he may have it.
Yeah, they marking it down at the 29-yard line. So first down for the Buffaloes. Tight ends, number 82, Darren Berninger. Number 24, Ivory McCray, bringing the ball to play in. Defensive tackles will be number 76, Kendrick Burns. Sewell on a keeper inside the 20 down to about the 18-yard line. Awful close to first down. Should be enough for another Buffalo first down. It is, and Baker looking impressive on their opening drive. The other tackles, number 77, Ken Hilton. Number 1, Ivory Leachman bringing into play, alternating with number 24, Ivory McCray.
Yeah, Sid, I would think that this has probably been an uncomfortable week for the offense after last week's showing. I'm sure Coach Mook has had to put in some extra time, and it's surely showing out on the field tonight.
Hand off to Beverly. Beverly picks up about 2 yards, gets down to about the 16-yard line. Bring up 2nd and 8 for the Buffaloes. Well, I was out of town last week, unfortunately, wasn't at the ball game, but I understand the defense played exceptionally well, well enough to win the ball game, but we just had a lot of trouble on offense putting any points on the board. Boy, I see outside the stadium, the cars are still streaming into this ball game. Well, same thing happened last week, starting off again this week. That time, Jerald Sowell would have been better advised. Flags flying all over down there now. Jerald Sowell would have been better advised to just keep the ball and take the loss. As it turns out, he tries to make something out of nothing, and bad pitch, and we got a fumble, and Glen Oaks comes up with the ball. Let's see what the penalty is going to be. It's after the fact. Glen Oaks will turn the ball around.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Glen Oaks.
But I'm sure that was after the fact, so Glen Oaks will stop what was looking like a pretty good Baker drive, opening drive, and Glen Oaks comes up with a big fumble recovery, and that's that. As I was saying before that happened, John, if you see, we got a steady stream of cars still coming in here to Memorial Stadium to watch this contest. It is Glen Oaks homecoming, but we got a pretty good crowd on both sides of the field. Penalty's going to back the ball all the way up to the Glen Oaks, let's call it the 13-yard line. Brings 1st and 10. Well, it's actually going to be 1st and 20. I gave him the spot of fumble recovery and backed it up from there, so it's 1st and 20. Ooh, pass a little high. Out there covering was number 22, John Brown, number 32, Wayne Spears. Pass incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 25 rather. 15-yard penalty. We got 6 minutes, 31 seconds left to go in the first quarter of this contest. We got a 0-0 ball game. Glen Oaks took the opening kickoff, and after converting 1 third down into a first down, couldn't move the ball. Tried a 3rd and long pass. It was intercepted by the Buffaloes. Baker had excellent field position at the 41. Larry Clark making a great defensive play, fighting off the blocker. Tackle a Glen Oaks ball player for a loss inside the 10, down to about the 9-yard. Well, I think they're going to mark it right at the 10-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd and real long yardage. But Baker was moving the ball after the interception. They had 1st and 10 at the Glen Oaks 41. Baker moved the ball, converted on 2 third, well, one wasn't even third down, made 2 first downs, and then just coughed the ball up on that bad pitch, and Glen Oaks has the ball, but they have a 3rd down and 26. 3rd down and 26. Timeout, Glen Oaks. Baker could come out with excellent field position here, John. They can hold them. 3rd and long.
that first offensive series has got to kind of bring some bad memories back to the fans and the coaches. The Buffaloes looked just like that last week, moving the ball, and then they would just shoot themselves in the foot. So hopefully they'll work those bugs out. That the option play is a wonderful thing, and we have some really great athletes in Jerald Sowell and Chris Beverly. But I think like you commented there, Jared's going to have to just learn that sometimes you just got to eat the ball. When they got you surrounded, it's a bad time to throw the ball. So I'm sure they'll get that worked out, because those are two really great players that we've got, and that they could get that option play clicking, we could do something with it.
Well, this is, as we mentioned at the start of this broadcast, this is the first district contest for both of these teams, both wanting a victory real bad here. All right, we got a 3rd down and 26, a ball at the 10-yard line, Glen Oaks 10-yard line. Good pressure on the quarterback. This could be up for grabs. Oh, thank goodness for that. Number 2, the intended receiver, looked like he had a completion and just couldn't hold on to it. Back there defending was 22 John Brown, 35 McNeely, and number 80 Sammy Williams. So that broke up. That would have been enough for a 1st down too. In fact, it would have brought the ball all the way down to the Baker 42-yard line, but receiver couldn't hold on to the ball. Randall putting everything he had on that ball. Had good pressure on him from number 77, Ken Hilton. 4th down. Ball's going to roll dead at midfield.
40 yards. 40-yard kick, Sid.
Tell you what, looked to me like Larry Clark held up on that from defensive end position. It looked like he had an excellent chance to try to block that kick.
I think you're right, Sid, but I tell you what, giving credit to the young man, I think he got in there a lot quicker than he thought he would, and when he got into a position, I believe that probably he would have hit the man instead of his foot, because the way he was positioned, he was really a little bit behind where you would want him to be if you're trying to coach somebody to block a punt. You need to be out in front of the foot, and he found himself almost standing right alongside the punter, so it would have been tough to have gotten to the ball without roughing the kicker. So we still came out with pretty good field position on the 50.
Well, Baker starting out with excellent field position for 2nd time tonight at the 50-yard line. Beverly, the ball carrier, takes it down to the Glen Oaks 46-yard line, 47-yard line rather. Pickup of 3 brings up 2nd and 7. John Brown still at fullback. That time handoff goes to number 30, Beverly. Beverly takes it over to 45 down to the 44-yard line. Brings up a 3rd down. 3rd and about 4 for the Buffaloes. Sowell doing a good job of getting away, fighting. He got enough for the 1st down. Sowell on just an excellent personal effort gets down inside the 40 to about the 39. Enough for a Buffalo 1st down.
What an athlete.
That was just pure personal effort there. He looked like he was caught behind the line of scrimmage, got away from one man. Another guy hit him on about the 40, and he just took him with him. Get enough for the 1st down to the 39. So it's Buffalo 1st down at the Glen Oaks 39-yard line. Sowell wanted to throw the ball that time, but the intended receivers were well covered by the Glen Oaks defenders. Hand off to number 22, John Brown. John's fighting his way down to about the 36-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 7. Tell you what, we still have a steady stream of cars coming into the stadium.
This is more people at a Glen Oaks game than I've seen in the last 10 years. Of course, going 5-0 don't hurt. Now
good
there's the
pitch back.
pitch. There's your
30,
pitch.
Beverly.
That was done to
Taking it
perfection.
inside the 20. Well, they're going to mark him out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Good pitch, well-executed play, and number 30, Chris Beverly, takes it down for a Buffalo first down at the Panther 21-yard line. Young man showed a lot of poise on that. He waited till the defender hit him more or less, and he got a good pitch back to Beverly, and Beverly broke it for a good pickup first down. Oh, boy, I tell
One
you
more
what, John,
step.
you're right. If he wouldn't have been tripped up, he'd have took it down near the goal line, if not in. Takes it down to the 12-yard line. Be a little short of a first down. Should be about 2 yards short. Well, actually, they marking it at about the 13-yard line. Bring up 2nd and 2. Good pickup on a play. Tell you what, if he wouldn't have been tripped up, it looked like he tripped on his own feet when he tried to shift directions. Second down and a long 2. Well, it looks like Glen Oaks probably jumped in. I didn't see any movement on the Baker line. We'll see what the call is.
I believe you're right.
Offsides against Glen Oaks. It'll be enough for Baker first down. It takes the ball inside the 10-yard line. It give Baker first and goal from the 8-yard line. Baker's still going with the same offensive team that he started with. Only substitutions at the wide receivers. Sowell trying to keep the ball. Sowell
He's still on his feet.
Touchdown.
He's in.
Sowell just took 2 players with him. He got hit on about the 6-yard line and just took 2 players with him. Never even got tackled. Just took them all the way across the goal line. Baker scores, drawing first blood in tonight's contest with minute and 43 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Baker's on top of Glen Oaks Panthers by a score of 6-0. In the attempt to extra point is number 81, Marty Broussard. In the hole will be number 8, Vic Todd. Snap, flags, kicks up and good, but let's see what the flags are.
Illegal procedure
against the Buffaloes. That's to negate that kick. Have to try it all over again.
I didn't see too many men on the field, but perhaps somebody moved.
In the ball game for the Buffaloes, number 50, Chris Baxter. Chris should be snapping the ball here on the extra points, and he is. That was a good snap, good hold, good kick, but Buffaloes backed up 10 yards, 5 yards. It's blocked. Well, extra point attempt no good. Baker kind of stumbling there a little bit, illegal procedure. Hope that point doesn't come back to haunt us later on in this contest, John.
Well, the Buffaloes look good taking that ball 50 yards in 7 plays, 3 minutes and 17 seconds. And just on that drive, Jerald Sowell made 2 fabulous plays. First to get the first down on the first set of series, just an excellent personal effort, and then that touchdown just carrying those people into the end zone. Just a tremendous personal effort by him.
And the kickoff this time be number 81, Marty Broussard. He'd be kicking off for the Buffaloes. 84, Larry Clark's in there. Number 89, Chris Knaps is in there. Number 24, Ivory Leachman. 64. Darrell Jackson, 72. Tommy McKay. Kick going down to the 14-yard line. Uh-oh. Woo, number 2. Eric Stevens, number 2, making what may have been a touchdown-saving tackle. Good return. Looked like Eric was kind of a safety man on that play. I think if the ball carrier wouldn't have scored a touchdown, he'd have picked up a whole lot more yardage if it would have been for Eric Stevens in that effort. Glen Oaks takes over 1st and 10 on their own 42-yard line. Number 14, Mike McClary, back in the ball game. Tackle made by number 46, Manuel Hickman. Ball carrier picks up 3 yards, call it 2nd and 7. The ball at the Glen Oaks, just outside the Glen Oaks 45-yard line. We got Mike McClary back in at cornerback. Wayne Spears at the opposite corner. We've got Sammy Williams and McNeely back at safeties. Probably giving John Brown a little breather back there.
Whoa!
Good job.
What
Good
defense.
job. Somebody needs to be there. Yeah. Number 32, Wayne Spears, in on the tackle, along with 46, Hickman, and 64, Jackson. Good defense is right. We were all over that quarterback that time and had the pursuit there to contain the back.
I'm telling you, the only way to have been in the backfield quicker than that was to have been in the huddle when they broke.
Loss on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 13. Ball all the way back to the 43-yard line. Big 3rd down play here. Number 11's in the ball game for the Buffaloes, Kelly Wall. Flags fly. Play doesn't even get started. Well, Baker's going with a 5th defensive back then. Kelly Wall, number 11, coming in. The nose guard, Hickman, going out.
Procedure call against Glen Oaks.
That's going to back Glen Oaks up another 5 yards. Bring up 3rd and 18. 3rd and 18, and that should have been the last. Well, they can't end the quarter. They're going to have to at least let them run one play here. Baker, anticipating the pass, has put in a 5th defensive back, number 11, Kelly Wall. Back taking out the nose guard, Hickman. Let's see if the strategy pays off. Well, that was the end of the first quarter. I didn't think he could end on a penalty, but the officials are moving the ball down to the Glen Oaks 34-yard line. Ladies and gentlemen, we've ended one quarter of play here at Memorial Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where the Baker Buffaloes are on top of the Glen Oaks Panthers by a score of 6-0 in the first district contest for both of these teams tonight. Glen Oaks coming here with a 5-0 record. Baker coming in with a 4-1 record. Baker's only loss coming last week at the hands of the Covington Lions. Baker losing that contest by a score of 17-15. But this is a very, very important contest for both of these teams as far as the district race is concerned. They've got 4 more games to play apiece. Baker next week will be back here at Memorial Stadium for a contest against Catholic, which is a very key game in this district race. Then Baker will be back home for the next 3 weeks against Lee, Denham Springs, and Bel Air. All district contests. Of course, all the sports writers and all the people in the know in high school football in this area have really touted Glen Oaks, Catholic, Denham Springs, and Baker as being the key teams in this district. Bel Air this year and, of course, Lee both are having a lot of problems this year. And of course, we know this is a new district. But this is a very important game here, very important game.
Well, Sid, while we got a little lull here, the first quarter statistics, as you might imagine, it was all Baker High School. 5 first downs for Baker High School to 1 for Glen Oaks. Rushing, Baker High School picked up 70 yards while the Baker defense held Glen Oaks to -2 yards rushing. Baker tried no passes. Glen Oaks attempted 5 passes, 1 completion for 5 yards, and 1 intercepted. Just a tremendous defensive effort and a good offensive effort for Baker High School in the first quarter.
3rd and 18, big third down play here. Darren Berninger putting good pressure on the quarterback, along with number 84, Clark. Passes incomplete, out of bounds, but both defensive ends that time for the Buffaloes, Berninger and Clark, doing an outstanding job of putting pressure on Randall. And I don't care how good a quarterback you are, it's hard to throw the ball when you got men up in your face like that. Good play by the Buffalo defensive ends, and the secondary did a good job covering. Randall really didn't have any time to look, but was nobody open. So it brings up 4th and 18, and Glen Oaks forced to punt for the second time. Not a very good punt, taking a good bounce. Going down to Sammy Williams, number 80 at the 25. Well, we got a clip. I think that was a rinky-dink call by the official. Man didn't hit him, but I guess if he brushes on him, he can call it. But nevertheless, I'm sure it's going to be a clip against the Buffaloes. Will be called as such anyway. Give the official a D- on that call. Clip against the Buffaloes. Put Baker deep in their own territory after this penalty. Ball carrier was down on the 18, but this is going to back the ball all the way to the 11, well, to the 9-yard line. Baker will take over 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line.
Well, like the man said, you can't make a 91-yard drive if you don't start on your own 9.
That's right. Pitch back to number 30, Beverly. He turns the corner. He's got some room. Gets all the way out to about the 17-yard line. Good pickup on a play. Pickup of 8 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 2. Tell you what, good defensive play by one of the linebackers that time. See where they spot the ball. About a 6-inch gain on the play. Let's call it no gain. Gonna bring up 3rd down and 2 yards for first. Baker needs to convert this first down, John, if nothing else, just to try to work themselves out of their hole down here deep on into the field.
That's right. That was an outstanding defensive play by the Glen Oaks player. He got in the backfield mighty quick on that time. There, it looks like first down.
Across the 20-yard line out to the 21-yard line. That'd be enough for a Baker first down. Number 46, Emmanuel Hickman in the ball game. He was a ball carrier. Well, we got number 46, Emmanuel Hickman, in the ball game at fullback. The tailback's number 30, Chris Beverly. First down for the Buffaloes at the 21-yard line. Pitch back to number 46, Hickman. Good tackle there by the Glen Oaks defender. Pickup of 2 on the play. He's going to bring up 2nd and 8. Well, pickup of 3, actually. Bring up 2nd and 7. Ball at the 24-yard line.
Sowell keep. That was a good play. He left the ball in the belly of the fullback all the way down the line and then just pulled it back and kept the ball himself for a nice little gain there.
Well, it brings up another 3rd down play, 3rd and a long 3. Ball out at the 31-yard line. So far tonight, John, Buffaloes look to be pretty content and having pretty good success running the ball.
No attempted passes yet. Why throw it when you can run it? Well, this might be the first play. All right, Sewell's got it open here. He's got a first down if he runs.
Good job. All the way out to the 43-yard line. Pick up enough for a first down. Buffaloes all the way out to their 43-yard line. Tell you what, Sewell could have thrown the ball early, but once he turned it out on that corner, all his intended receivers were well covered. But Jerald Sowell making a good move on the cornerback.
15-yard pickup.
Picking up good yardage enough for the first down. Oh. I tell you what, that boy was all over him that time. Jerald Sowell did a good job of not coughing the ball up, really. Loss on a play back to the Baker 37-yard line. Loss of 6 on a play. Gonna bring up 2nd down and 16. Pitch back to Beverly.
All right. He's got some running room.
Doing a good job of blocking for Beverly. Beverly picks up good yardage, but picks up all that yardage lost. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8. Ball at the Baker 45-yard line.
Over 7 minutes left in the second quarter, and the Buffs already have over 100 yards of rushing tonight.
Need some more points on that board. Another 3rd down play for the Buffaloes. So far, they've been pretty successful on 3rd down plays. Good play, Sammy Williams, number 80. Sammy's got some room.
All right.
One man. Big pickup on a play, all the way down inside the 30. To the Panther 27-yard line.
"32-yard pass completion.
Sowell doing an outstanding job of getting the ball, and number 80, Sammy Williams. Sammy doing a good job of running, picks up a Buffalo 1st and 10 at the Glen Oaks 28-yard line. I hope you're right on that 91-yard drive.
Well,
Baker started this drive back on their 9-yard line.
I got 63 of it. They've run 9 plays so far.
Pitch back to Beverly. Beverly really didn't have anywhere to go. Defender doing a good job that time. Beverly doing a good job of just getting the ball back to the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Actually, they're showing he lost a little bit, Sid. Oh, nice draw play.
Good job. Boy, I tell you what, them linemen, number 82, Darren Berninger, and number 76, Kendrick Burns, doing a good job of blocking that time. Awful close to the 20-yard line. I'll say the 21-yard line. Another third down play, 3rd and 4 for the Buffaloes.
Well, this is definitely 4-down territory here.
Yeah, 5:26 left to go in the first half of this contest. Baker's on top by a score of 6-0. Pretty much dominated the ball game statistically. The score wouldn't reflect it. Sewell on a
beautiful
keeper.
Play, beautiful play.
First down, all the way down to the 12-yard line. Another first down for the Buffaloes, 1st and 10. I don't think Baker's failed to convert yet, have they?
We haven't punted yet.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. Buffalo's looking awful impressive on this drive. Number 1, Leachman flanked to the near side. Number 35, McNeely to the far side. Busted play. Baker's going to lose yardage, but that was a busted play. Somebody went the wrong way. Sewell did all he could with the ball. Loss on a play back to the 14-yard line. We'll bring up 2nd and 12.
Cut it back up, cut it back up. Oh, Chris just slipped down that time.
Chris Beverly picks up 4 yards. It's going to bring up another 3rd down play. 3rd and 6, the ball at the 9-yard line. Baker calling a timeout. Coach Thomas wanting to discuss things on the far side. Well, that's an important drive here. You sure don't want to come away empty-handed, John.
Well, we
certainly don't want to make any mistakes now.
No, indeed. We've come 83 of our yards. Took a lot of time off the clock and piled up a lot of important statistics, but it's still a close game at only 6-0.
Sewell's going to keep it. Oh, awful close to the first down, John. Real close. Depends on where they mark that ball, but it's awful close to the first down. Officials calling timeout. Sure they're going to measure this. I don't think there's any doubt on what you have to do here. If it's not a first down, it's close enough, you need to go for it. Officials will be measuring. It's going to be awful close. First down. Buffaloes have 1st and goal about the 3-yard line. I tell you what, that was an important play right there.
Very much so. Gives us 4 cracks at this from the 3-yard line, and we've had the ball for 15 straight plays so far. So this is the kind of ball control I'm sure that all the coaches want to see.
Number 22, John Brown, back in the ball game, a fullback. Number 30, Chris Beverly, a tailback. Hand off to Beverly, he scores.
Easily.
He scores. Good lead block by number 22, John Brown. And Beverly takes the ball in for the Buffaloes there on the scoreboard again in this contest. Puts them up by a score of 12-0 with 3:23 left to go in the first half. Number 81, Marty Broussard, in to attempt extra point, in to snap the ball. Be number 50, Chris Baxter. In the holder to be number 8, Vic Todd. Extra point attempt is good, and the Buffaloes on top of the Panthers by a score of 13-0 with 3:23 left to go in the first half of this contest. John, I tell you what, I am very impressed so far tonight with our offense being able to move the ball. Other than that one miscue when we had that other drive going and when we pitch the ball back and fumble, they've been pretty flawless on their execution. And, of course, you know, traditionally the Buffaloes are always strong defensively. We've had some great defensive teams here at Baker High School over the years. Coach Marty Broussard doing an outstanding job as defensive coordinator, and you know, I'm not ever really concerned with our defense being able to play well enough to keep us in a ball game. And so far tonight, our offense has done their part and has got us moving the ball. You got some stats?
You couldn't ask for any more than that. The Buffaloes, of course, completed a 91-yard march, 16 plays, 8 minutes and 18 seconds. I don't know any coach that wouldn't like to see something like that. It was a thing of beauty.
Oh, at any level of play. LSU would love to see something like that.
That's right. It keeps Eric Randall off the field. That's the important thing.
Broussard's kick going down to the 18-yard line. Good return out to the 40. Number 2, Eric Stevens, number 72. Tommy McKay and number 84, Larry Clark, all in on a tackle. Glen Oaks will take over on their own 40 with 3 minutes and 16 seconds left to go first half. They're down by a score of 13-0. And, John, you played flawless defense so far. We don't want to make a mistake here. And you got to think that Glen Oaks is going to be a little impatient to try to put something on the boards for halftime, and he's going to be throwing the ball.
Well, we know he can throw.
Well, quarterback was flattened by number 82, Berninger, but it wasn't until right after he released the ball. Almost got there in time to break that up.
Best pass defense. It was a great pass rush, and we've been real fortunate over the last several years to have some tremendous defensive ends and linebackers that could really put the heat on the opposing quarterback. It's going to be complete,
Good
but not
job.
much.
Number 40, Anthony McCurdy, makes the tackle, picks up 1 yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9. Baker's got that 5th defensive back in there, taking the nose guard out. We got John Brown in at a corner. We got number 32, Wayne Spears, number 14, Mike McClary, all playing corners. Safeties are McNeely and Williams. There's a pass.
There's the one that looks like it ought to be intercepted.
Whoa,
No.
Sammy Williams almost intercepted, but they might be calling.
Sammy's celebrating, and he's not looking back and seeing that yellow flag on the field.
Sammy was going for the ball. I don't understand, and he had a better chance of catching it than the intended receiver. I was looking at the quarterback when he's throwing the ball, but I didn't see anything there, John. It is going against
If
the
anything,
Buffaloes.
he might have just went over him a little bit to get to the ball.
Well, you can't do that, but I didn't. From my vantage point, it looked like he was just going for the ball. Looked like he had a better position at it than the intended receiver. But it is going against the Buffaloes. We'll give Glen Oaks a first down all the way down to the Baker 44-yard line. This is Glen Oaks' best position so far tonight, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
First time they've been across midfield on the Buffaloes. 2 minutes, 8 seconds left. Buffalo's on top by a score of 13-0. As we say, Baker does have the defensive backs.
That's only
in the
their
ball
second
game.
first down of the game.
Glen Oaks' second first down, the first time tonight they've been in Baker territory. Whoa, this guy wants to move, huh? He's eating up some time. Tackle made by number 32, Wayne Spears. Got a little help out there from number 82, Darren Berninger, who is in at defensive end. Number 76 in the ball game, number 64 checking in. 64, Darrell Jackson replacing number 40, Anthony McCurdy. And number 72, Tommy McKay in there. Randall's airing this one out. Yeah, that was good defense. Number 22, John Brown. Good job defensively back there. About the 4-yard line, breaking up the pass. Bring up third down and 3. Third and 3. Minute 20 left to go in the first half.
Well, you know something, Sid? Eric Randall's run up some gaudy-looking statistics in passing, and what I've seen here tonight, he looks pretty sharp on these short and medium-distance passes, but as far as the downfield, looks like he just rears back and throws it. I mean, you know, there's not a lot of skill in that and just let somebody run under it. And so far, Baker's been up to the challenge of having the people covered, and
somebody better tackle him. Somebody better tackle him.
That was a comedy of errors.
Well, Baker looking real sharp defensively all night, and on that time they looked like they were all asleep, John. It looked to me like everybody was waiting for somebody else to tackle a guy.
I'm telling you.
Well, the way the defense was playing, I didn't really give Glen Oaks much of a chance to be able to put that ball in the end zone. But I tell you what, Baker's defense just went to sleep then. Not to take anything away from the Glen Oaks Panthers, because that young man with that ball had one thing in his mind, that was put it across the end zone, which he did. Minute and 4 seconds left to go in this first half of this contest. We've got a 13-6 ball game. And, John, this is still anybody's game. I'm confident in the way Baker's played up to this point. But, you know, you can't go to sleep on a team like this. They got the capability of striking on you anytime. Glen Oaks playing with a little extra added emotion tonight, being that this is their homecoming. And like we said at the beginning of this broadcast, a very, very important game for both teams, being first district game. The kick's good.
It's good.
We got a 13-7 ball game. But this is a very, very important game, being that this is the first district contest of the year for both teams. And the loser here tonight really puts himself in a hole as far as the district title's concerned.
Well, we're getting ready to see the most exciting part of Baker High School football, if they'll kick it off to us. The last few weeks we've had some teams kicking away from Sammy Williams.
I don't know who number 3 is for Glen Oaks, but he did an outstanding job of running that ball. But we had several Baker defenders that were right there. They just looked like they were a little tentative about hitting the guy. Enough said, we got to go to the rest of the ball game. Got a whole half of football to play, and right now with a 13-7 ball game, this is either team's game. Confident in the performance of the Buffaloes so far tonight, with the exception of that one miscue on offense where we fumbled the ball, turned it over to them, and then this one play here on defense in which they took the ball all the way down there for a touchdown. Kick's going to Sammy Williams, about the 18-yard line. Sammy acted very tentative on that play, John.
He really had.
Like,
he really
He
did.
didn't know which way he wanted to run it. Baker will take over with 56 seconds left to go in the first half. They're on top by a score 13-7. The ball's on the Baker 27-yard line, 28-yard line rather. Beverly, the ball carrier, doesn't get out of bounds. Takes the ball. Well, it just got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. In fact, actually lost a yard on the play. Brings up 2nd and 11. Clock's running with 20 seconds left to go in the contest. This will probably be the last play of the first, not with 20 seconds left to go in the contest, 20 seconds left to go in the first half. And this should be the last play of the first half. Hand off to number 30, Beverly. He's tripped up. Loses another yard on the play. Would bring up 3rd and 12, but that's
the end of the half.
That's the end of the first half here of play. Wait. They bringing him back on. Baker called timeout. Baker, he called timeout. We'll get one more play. Timeout, Baker. There'll be one more play on the clock. I think this is just academic because with Baker running the ball twice, I don't think they're trying to go for the end zone. I think they're just trying to get through the half. Fisher's waiting for the clock to run back down. Well, I don't think we're going to get another playoff anyway. I think this is academic. Well, they had stopped the clock to set it, so it went down to 3 seconds. And I don't look for Baker to be putting the ball up in the air here. Well, they are.
But we've been wrong.
And they can't. Big loss on a play, back to the 20. Loss of 7 yards on a play. That's the end of the first half of play here at Memorial Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where the Buffaloes are on top of the Panthers in the first district game of the season by a score of 13-7. John, I don't know if I really like what I saw here to end this first half. Baker pretty much dominating the entire first half and looking a little flat here with the last play on defensively, and here with these offensive plays. We ran 3 plays and lost yardage on every play.
I hope they haven't got a sense of overconfidence because this game's much too close to have that happen.
Okay, we'll be right back after halftime festivities. All right, we're back with Friday Night Football. Start the second half of this contest between the battling Buffaloes of Baker High School and the Panthers from Glen Oaks High School. We've got a 13-7 ball game in favor of the Buffaloes. Buffaloes are going to receive the second half kickoff. Kick's going deep to Sammy Williams at the 12-yard line. Woo! Williams tackle hard at the 22. Buffaloes will take over to start the second half. 1st and 10 on the 22-yard line. John, you got some stats from the first half?
Sure do, Sid. I tell you what, the stats don't look near as close as the score of 13-7. Baker High School had 10 first downs in the first half to only 2 for Glen Oaks High School. The Buffs rushed for 122 yards while holding Glen Oaks to -2 yards rushing. Buffs attempted 1 pass, completed it for 32 yards. Eric Randall for Glen Oaks attempted 11, completed 4, and had 1 intercepted for 51 yards. Total offense for the first half for the Buffaloes, 154 yards to 49 for Glen Oaks High School. The penalties were down on the Buff side for a change that was good, only 3 for 30 yards, while Glen Oaks was flagged 4 times for 30 yards. Buffaloes punted no times, and Glen Oaks punted twice for a 40-yard average. The Buffs lost 1 fumble, and an interesting thing is time of possession. The Buffs held the ball 15 minutes and 57 seconds to 8 minutes and 3 seconds. The statistics very cattywampus, just like last week, but as you pointed out, very close score at 13-7.
John Baker started in the second half. First play from scrimmage, John Brown takes it close to 11 yards from his fullback position, picks up a first down for the Buffaloes. Second play, pitch back to Chris Beverly. Beverly picks up a first down yardage. So Buffaloes looking impressive offensively here to start the second half. Got a 1st and 10 at the Baker 46-yard line, and as we were talking at halftime, John, I think this is a very important play. Baker has pretty much dominated this game, and I think it's an important series for Baker to come out here and push this ball downfield and put some points on the board to start the second half. They need to make that statement. Hand off to John Brown. Gets up to the 49-yard line, pick up a 3. Bring up second down and 7. Ball just inside midfield at the Baker 49-yard line. Sowell having a lot of pressure. He's going to run it. Cross midfield down to the Glen Oaks 44-yard line. Not enough for a first down, but close. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1. As we mentioned, has Baker punted yet at all?
No.
Baker's been successful on all their 3rd down conversions so far tonight. We've got another 3rd down and a long one. Hand off to John Brown, fullback. Picks up enough for a first down to the Glen Oaks 41-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Buffaloes. And so far tonight, Baker has been 100% successful in 3rd down conversions.
Well, so far the Buffaloes have come out and done exactly what you wanted to. Take command of the game and just punch the ball down the field.
Chris Beverly doing a good job staying on his feet, fighting for yardage, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, bring up 2nd and 10. Of course, these scores we're fixing to give you are all academic because by the time you watch this telecast, you can already know the outcome of these contests. But at halftime, Catholics ahead of Denham Springs by a score of 21-14. Another very important district contest. There's no score in on Lee and Bel Air. And of course, Struma and Central tied up 14-14. Zachary's 26-0 over Walker. That's it. That's it. Touchdown. No flags on the field. Pass from Jerald Sowell to Chris Beverly.
It's a halfback pass.
41 yards. Was it?
Yeah.
Well, who threw the ball?
Don't get in trouble this time.
Yeah, who threw the ball?
Chris Beverly
threw the ball. All right.
We tried that play last week while you weren't here, Sid, and it met with disaster.
Well, I tell you what, it was a well-executed play. Sammy Williams wide open. I was looking down reading these scores. I assumed it was Chris Jerald Sowell, halfback pass from number 30, Chris Beverly, who just aired it out, and Sammy Williams ran under it down on about the 15-yard line, and Buffaloes do exactly what they needed to, up by a score of 19-7. The extra point attempt by Broussard, no good. So with 9 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter, Baker's on top of Glen Oaks by a score of 19-7. Got a hurt Buffalo down on the field. Looks like it, number 77, Ken Hilton. Number 77, Ken Hilton. He's down on the field, and certainly hope he's not injured too bad. Ken Hilton playing some outstanding football for the Buffaloes. Coach Thomas out there on the field along with the trainer. Oh, it looks like all the coaching staff out there for that matter.
Well, it was a well-executed play. Like I said, we tried it last week, and the results were disastrous. I think I would trade these 6 points for having 6 more last week.
Baker's offensive unit doing exactly what they needed to do to reestablish their dominance in this contest. Come out here to start the second half, taking the ball all the way downfield and putting 6 points on the board. That's the second missed extra point of tonight's contest by the Buffaloes. They missed their first after a penalty, backed the ball up 5 yards. Number 77, well, that's encouraging. He's running off the field under his own power. Certainly hope he didn't sustain any injury that would keep him out of the lineup. Very important young man out there for the Buffaloes, both on offense and defense. You got any stats on that drive?
80 yards in 7 plays, 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Kick's going down to the 12-yard line.
Oh, they can get him for a big.
Number 29.
Big tackle there.
Bernard Green in on the tackle for the Buffaloes. Glen Oaks will have to start out with their first possession on the Glen Oaks 16-yard line.
That's their worst field position of the night.
I'm Sid Gotro along with John Brown, bringing you to the action tonight from Memorial Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Very key contest starting district play between the Buffaloes and the Panthers. Incomplete. Brings up second down and 10.
I tell you what, Sid, other than that one play, which really was more of a run than a pass, the Buffaloes have kept Randall under wraps here tonight.
Well, I've been impressed with the pressure that's been placed on Randall. As was stated earlier, I don't care how good a quarterback you are. If you don't have time to set and throw the ball, you're going to throw more incompletions than you're going to throw completions. And Buffalo defense, secondary has done a good job in covering the intended receivers. Baker defensive line doing a good job of putting pressure on the quarterback, Randall. But as you stated earlier too, John, he looks real sharp on his short to medium passes, but on his long passes, it looks like he just gives it all he has and throws it up and hopes somebody runs under it.
And looks like we might get another one here. There's 3 wideouts to the near side of the field.
Good pressure again. He's tripped up, fighting for that first down yardage, but I don't think he'll get it. He doesn't. He's going to come up short by about 2 yards. So it's going to bring up 4th and 2. The ball on the, well, it's more like 4th and 3. Ball on the 22-yard line. Glen Oaks will have to punt, so the Baker defensive unit doing their job as they did through most of the entire first half, with the exception of that one play.
I don't know that our
McNeely's turning the corner. Tackled out there, but Baker's going to start with excellent field position once again. Baker have a 1st and 10 on the Glen Oaks 44-yard line.
After two 40-yard punts, he only came up with a 28-yarder that time, and it was returned for 6 yards.
.756 left to go in the third quarter. Baker's on top by a score of 19-7. Beverly, the ball carrier, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. Number 63, Shane Bolton in at center. Number 77, Ken Hilton in the lineup, so sure his injury was nothing more than painful. Flag on a play. John Brown still on his feet.
Might have been a face mask. It didn't really look like there were too many people over there in the vicinity to be blocking.
Face
mask.
Well, Baker may decline a penalty if it's inverted. They'll take the play because, well, no, it wasn't inverted. They calling this a deliberate.
This is a flagrant. 15.
Deliberate face mask. 15 yards gives the Buffaloes a 1st and 10 on the Glen Oaks 24-yard line. John Brown, nowhere. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it.
Well, I make a prediction here. If the Buffs punch this in for another score, the Baker defense can disregard the run. Sowell is as slippery as an eel, I swear.
He's still on his feet. Fine effort by Sowell. Picks up about 6 yards. Bring up 3rd and 4. Ball down to the 18-yard line. Number 50, Baxter, checking in the ball game. John Brown still running at fullback. Chris Beverly at tailback. Number 80, Sammy Williams is in the ball game along with number 35, McNeely, wide receivers. Out. That didn't go anywhere quick.
In fact, might have lost a couple.
I don't think there's any question here what the Buffaloes will do. They're not within field goal range. Fourth down and 5. Well, actually 4th and 6. 4th and 6.
Single backfield. You don't see that very often. Straight drop back pass. Tried to get it to his tight end.
Well, that's a shot in the arm for Glen Oaks. Baker would have scored there. Could have really taken a commanding lead. 25-7. Glen Oaks trying to keep their hopes alive. 4 minutes and 57 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Baker's on top by a score of 19-7. I got confidence in this Buffalo defense, so John, with the exception of that one play that we kind of had that letdown and they scored that touchdown. Glen Oaks has not done anything against the Buffaloes. Well, they moving the ball around. First
Sammy
down.
Williams slipped down on the play.
First down out to the Glen Oaks 34-yard line. One of the very few first downs Glen Oaks has had tonight.
Third one of the game. First one this half. Whoa, he barely got that one off.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
The fans over here on the Glen Oaks side hollering for pass interference, but they were both playing for the ball.
Somebody was all over him then. I don't know who it was for the Buffaloes. Number 71, Brian Keltner, checking out for the Buffaloes. Second down and 10. Well, evidently there's a little jack-jawing going on down there because the officials have called timeout and gotten both entire squads, offense and defense, in a huddle down there. And I'm sure they are having a discussion with those young men. Let them know that, hey, if you don't want to get ejected, or if you don't want to get the penalties, let's just play football and keep all the mouths shut.
Well, there's been a long-time rivalry between Glen Oaks and Baker High School, and it's just continued on until today.
Randall aired it out downfield, but nobody was there.
The young man's
Brings up
got an
third
arm,
down.
but he's just sort of a wild talent out there right now. Perhaps if somebody in a college could get a hold of him and refine him a little bit with this arm strength he's got, he may turn into a fine college quarterback. But right now, he's just throwing it up there for anybody.
Good tackle made by the linebacker, number 64, Jerald Jackson. That was a 3rd and 10 play.
Mighty close.
I think it's going to be short. Well, they're going to call timeout for a measurement. From here, it looks like it's going to be short. It is short by about a yard, not quite a yard. Gonna bring up 4th down and 1. Of course, Glen Oaks players and Glen Oaks fans will probably want them to go for it, but I don't know if that'd be the smartest thing right now.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm looking at the stats. They've run the ball 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, and they've got -2 yards rushing.
Well, 4th down and 1 with 4 minutes in the third quarter. Glen Oaks is down by 19-7. 4th and 1, and they're going for it. They got it. Glen Oaks picking up a first down out to the 45-yard line.
Great play.
Woo, good job.
There's that number 64 again, linebacker.
Jerald Jackson coming from the linebacker position, knocking the ball down. Good play. Had perfect position on the intended receiver. Brings up 2nd and 10. Ball to Glen Oaks 45. Number 14, Mike McClary, on the tackle. Ball carrier picks up about 4 yards out to the 49-yard line. Bring up 3rd and 6.
And they say he didn't go out of bounds, so the clock keeps running.
I tell you what, he hit him right in the hands and the numbers. Should have been caught. Thank goodness for Baker wasn't caught. It would have been a first down all the way down inside near the Baker 40-yard line, but it's going to bring up 4th down and 6. And I would have think that this time Glen Oaks will elect not to gamble and to kick the ball. As you said, John, they hadn't had much success at all running the ball against Baker. Barely picked up that 4th and 1 first down. And they are punting back deep as Sammy Williams. Not a very long punt. Taking a Glen Oaks bounce, going down to the 17-yard line. Baker take over 1st and 10 on their 17. So the Buffalo defense doing their job.
We'd like to see another long, time-consuming drive right here.
Flags flying.
Well, I got to say, the Buffaloes have done much better this game with their penalties. That's only their 4th penalty of the game.
Illegal procedure against the Buffaloes, backs the ball up to about the 12-yard line. It's going to bring up 1st and 15. Ball carrier driven out of bounds. Far side of the field. Let's see where they marked the ball. Marking it back on about the 18-yard line. Gonna bring up a 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8. Ball on about, well, they put it on about the 19. Hand off to Hickman. Hickman picks up a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Ball at the 20-yard line. Number 46, Emmanuel Hickman, in at fullback.
Misdirection play.
Good play.
Mighty close to the first down.
That's going to be awful close to the first down. From here, I think he's got it. And that's with my good eye, John. But they are calling timeout for measurement. Be awful close.
First down.
First down, Buffaloes.
Well,
that was my bow hunting eye.
The punter's not getting much work tonight.
Baker yet to have punted the ball in tonight's contest.
They're going to have to hurry to get this play off with only 8 seconds left to go in the quarter.
6 seconds left, clock's running. Baker may not get this play off for the quarter ends.
And that's it.
That's it. That's the end of the third quarter here at Memorial Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where the Buffaloes are on top of the Panthers by a score of 19-7 in this opening district contest here. This first district contest for both teams. Very important. As we said earlier, loser of this game really puts himself in a big hole as far as the district title race is concerned. All of the sports writers and the people in the know here in East Baton Rouge Parish and Livingston Parish as far as the district that we play in. Of course, the teams in this year's district are Baker, Glen Oaks Catholic, Lee, Denham Springs, and Bel Air. As we stated earlier also that Lee and Bel Air have struggled this year. And really all pollsters seem to think that it's really going to boil down between Baker, Glen Oaks Catholic, and Denham as to who will be 1 and 2 in the district. Of course, tonight Catholic is playing Denham, two of the top contenders playing each other. Only one will come away a victor tonight, and of course Glen Oaks and Baker playing here, and we'll have one victor out of this game. So it should tell you more about the district picture after the night. Hickman, the ball carrier, breaks several tackles, takes it out past the 35 to the 36. What a good gain on a play, pickup of 9 yards, can bring up 2nd and 1. Emmanuel Hickman, nose guard on defense, running at fullback for the Buffaloes. So far tonight, he and John Brown, defensive secondary man for the Buffaloes, have been alternating at the fullback position on offense, playing both ways, both offense and defense. 2nd and 1, handoff to Hickman again, picks up good yardage out over across the 40, out to the 44-yard line, enough for a Buffalo first down. John, now's when we need one of those 8-minute drives topped off by a touchdown, and Baker's got command of this ball game. Chris Beverly doing a great job of holding on to that ball. Takes it across midfield all the way down to the Glen Oaks 43-yard line. Another Baker first down. Chris had good concentration. The pitch was a little high. He bobbled it just for a second but got a handle on it and then took it all the way down to the Glen Oaks 43-yard line. McCrae's flanked to the far side. Beverly, the ball's loose. That's the second fumble tonight by the Buffaloes. Chris Beverly took a hard lick out there. The ball coughed up, and Glen Oaks turned it over just when Buffaloes had a drive going here. Another miscue on offense. We got number 76, Andre Davis, limping on the play. Andre looked like he wanted somebody to relieve him, but nobody came on the field, so Andre's in there, but Andre is limping. Woo. Number 28 in the ball game for the Buffaloes, Roderick Woodard at a cornerback. Pass was incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10. The ball at the Glen Oaks 44-yard line.
Tell you what, Sid, looking at third quarter statistics, the Buffaloes keep widening and widening the gap statistically. We're up to 15 first downs to 4 for Glen Oaks. 179 yards rushing for the Buffs to 0 for Glen Oaks. We're 2 for 3 passing for 73 yards. Glen Oaks is 7 out of 20 and 1 interception for 79 yards. What's really amazing is the time of possession. The Buffs have had the ball 24 minutes and 7 seconds, and Glen Oaks 11 minutes and 53 seconds.
Glen Oaks losing a yard on a play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 11. Number 71, Brian Keltner checking out of the ball game for the Buffaloes, along with number 78, Andre Davis, who is still favoring one of those legs. Big 3rd down play here for the Panthers.
Screen pass.
Number 88.
With no screen.
Good job.
Fumble. He fumbled it. He fumbled it. And Baker's got it
back. Number 84, Larry Clark.
That was a screen pass with no screen, and then the Buff defenders just popped him, and the ball came loose.
Well, big break for the Buffaloes. Defense making it happen. So after the fumble, Baker's actually picked up yardage. They had fumbled on their own 40, on the Glen Oaks 39-yard line, but after Glen Oaks turned it back, Baker's got a 1st and 10 at the Glen Oaks 34. So we're 5 yards to the better on this one. Hand off to John Brown, nowhere. The entire Glen Oaks team just about on top of John. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, bring up 2nd and 10. Got 8 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in the contest. Buffaloes are on top by a score of 19-7. I want to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Baker Buffalo backer, if you're a fan of the Buffaloes, you need to make plans to be here next Friday night here at Memorial Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where the Baker Buffaloes will be hosting, well, they won't be hosting, but they'll be taking on the Catholic High Bears, and what will all probability be a very, very, very crucial ball game in this district between these two clubs. It's been several years since Baker and Catholic have met. Back in our day, John, it used to be a pretty good little rivalry going on between the two teams, but we played them on several different occasions. But Catholic High coming here, they were in the championship game last year against Ruston down in the Superdome. They were preseason picks. To, we got a little skirmish down here. Got a little disturbance here.
They were preseason number 1, and they have remained number 1 in the 5A poll for the entire season. Got more excitement in the stands than we got on the field right now. Got a little reverse pitch out.
Good job.
Sammy Williams.
Sammy Williams all the way down to the Glen Oaks 19-yard line. Should be enough for a first down for the Buffaloes, and it is. Baker have a 1st and 10 on the Glen Oaks 19-yard line. And as we were saying, Baker hosting, well, not hosting. I keep getting on that. I keep thinking that's a home game, but it's not. Catholic High will be hosting Baker Buffaloes right here in Memorial Stadium next Friday night. And ladies and gentlemen, we urge you, if you're a Buffalo fan, come out here and support these young men.
Sowell keeps the ball. He's going in. Touchdown.
Flag on the play. They hit him in the end zone late. Number 88 is not having a stellar game for the Glen Oaks Panthers. He dropped the pass earlier that would have given him an important first down, and of course had that fumble. Now he's got him a personal foul in the end zone, hitting Sewell well after he crossed the goal line. In fact, he was almost out of bounds, but Baker scores on a fine play from Jerald Sowell on a quarterback keeper, and Baker's on a commanding lead now. The Glen Oaks Panthers by a score of 25-7. Into attempt extra point, number 81, Marty Broussard. Well, no, we got a change out there. Into attempt extra point is number 14, Mike McClary. Holding is number 8, Vic Todd. Baker hadn't done too well so far tonight in the extra point attempts. Let's see what Mr. McClary can do here. Pretty good snap, good hole. Ball's up, and it's good.
All right.
So Mike McClary on his first extra point attempt converts, and the Buffaloes are on top of the Glen Oaks Panthers by a score of 26-7 and have really pretty much totally dominated this entire contest tonight. The score starting to reflect that now by a score of 26-7. But ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying, I'm urging you to please come here next Friday night, Memorial Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, for this very important district contest between the battling Buffaloes of Baker High School and the Catholic High Bears. These young men need your support. It should be a great week building up to this contest. I know we'll have people at that game that normally wouldn't come to a Baker or a Catholic High game just to watch those two teams compete in this district race.
Well, not only does it have a big impact on the district, but it has statewide implications because, as we mentioned earlier, Catholic High School ranked number 1 in 5A football, and this week so far, Baker High School ranked at least 8th, and looking like they're not going to do any worse than that, maybe a little bit better depending on what else happens, but definitely going to have statewide implications next week. Playoff caliber football game.
Broussard in the kick. Gets a Baker roll going down to the 16-yard line. Good job.
Good stop.
Good job. Number 87 for the Buffaloes, Lindell Wade, in on the tackle. Glen Oaks' take over on their 23-yard line, 1st and 10 with 7:06 left to go in the contest.
I think the Buffs could completely disregard the run, like I said on the last series.
Well, I think they can too. We got some new men in the ball game for the Buffaloes. We got number 2, Eric Stevens, in at a corner, along with number 14, Mike McClary. Safeties, we got number 28, Roderick Woodard. Flags fly. Number 28, more flags fly. Number 28, Roderick Woodard, in on the tackle. Well, let's see what we got. We got 2 penalties, I'm sure. Number 40, Anthony McCurdy's also in the ball game.
The Buffs are indicating it's against them.
One flag for sure is going against Glen Oaks. Got to clip both penalties against Glen Oaks.
Take the big one.
Take the biggie. You're right. Take the biggie.
Well, I think what they're saying is illegal procedure penalty took precedence because it happened first.
It happened first. Well, it's 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15. The ball back on the 19-yard line. Incomplete pass can bring up 2nd and 15.
Well, I'm telling you what, Sid, tonight's game is not going to do anything to raise Eric Randall's statistics as far as passing so far. I've got him down with 23 attempts and only 7 completions, and one of them was an interception.
Well, Baker's done an outstanding job against this potent passing attack by Glen Oaks. Defensive line doing a good job putting pressure on Randall and the defensive secondary. Only thing they're giving up is these short passes. Number 70 in on the ball, in the ball game for the Buffaloes. That's going to be Jeremy Guidry. Coach Thomas playing a few extra people now. giving them a little play in time.
Even with that big gainer, it's still 3rd down and 1 to go.
Good tackle. Boy, number 14, Mike McCleary, timed that perfect, broke that pass up, really stuck the intended receiver. Good job by Mike McCleary from the cornerback position. Going to bring up 4th down and 1. Our second half cameraman tonight's been Mr. Jeff Calloway, outstanding golfer at Baker High School, graduate of Lafayette, Louisiana. Let's just say USL. And a raging Cajun, played on the golf team there, did an outstanding job for the Cajuns on the golf team, and probably in the next couple years be on that Ben Hogan tour.
All right, 4th down and 1 yard to go, Sid, and they're going for it. Illegal procedure, they moved.
Yep, they had a little jump. That ought to change their mind about going for it.
Oh, I'm not sure this late in the game being behind.
Well, that's true. 5 minutes and 43 seconds left to go in the contest. They're down 26-7. They probably don't feel like they have anything to lose, but looks like it might be against the Buffaloes. I'm not sure.
Well, I didn't see any contact. I'm not real sure about that one.
They had contact. They had contact. I saw that with my good eye. That gives them enough for a 1st down. Glen Oaks has a 1st down at the Glen Oaks 37-yard line. Good pressure, number 82, Darren Berninger.
He's going to come back and get him a 2nd time.
Number 64, Darrell Jackson, who's having an outstanding game for the Buffaloes, makes a tackle at the 40-yard line.
All that for about a 4-yard gain.
Pickup of 2 is going to bring up 2nd down and 8. Boy, Darren Berninger just blew in there that time. Put great pressure on Randall. He eluded it. And Darren got back up and almost made the tackle before he got the ball away the 2nd time. And good tackle made by number 64, Darrell Jackson, to bring up a 2nd and 8. Number 15 checking out for the Buffaloes. Oh, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Out there to defend was number 11, Kelly Wall. Number 15 was in the ball game momentarily, Trevor Smith for the Buffaloes. Brings up 3rd and 8. Big number 78, Andre Davis, checking out of the lineup.
Whoa!
Oh, good pressure again. Nobody's going to be there. Whoa, Lord, I said nobody's going to be there. It looked like he was throwing to the middle of the field, but that was outstanding play. There it again was one of those air-out passes, and Glen Oaks defender ran under the ball. Back there defending was number 35, McNeely. I don't know if McNeely really knew where the ball was, but good pass. Turns a 3rd down and 8 into a 1st down all the way down to Baker 25-yard line. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the contest. Glen Oaks down by a score of 26-7. Buffaloes have totally dominated this football game, both offensively and defensively, so far tonight.
That play action is not going to fool anybody. He's out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Incomplete. Back defending was number 42, Paul Gotra, along with number 64, Darrell Jackson, both linebackers for the Buffaloes.
I'll tell you what, Sid, that play action motion is just a waste of time on Eric Randall's part. Everybody in the stadium knows he's not going to hand the ball off. You might as well just drop straight back and look at the defense instead of turning your back to the line of scrimmage. Bad things can happen.
Larry Clark limping off the field is being replaced by number 81, Marty Broussard, defensive end. Larry Clark playing a good game tonight for the Buffaloes. Looks like he's grabbing his ankle on the sidelines. Number 82, Berninger, putting good pressure on him. Number 81, Broussard, chasing him. Somebody needs to be at home, and he is. Mike McCleary, number 14, stayed at home, covering good from a cornerback position and made the tackle. Big loss on the play back to the 45-yard line. A loss of 20 yards. Bring up 3rd and 30. Had a little razzle-dazzle, didn't fool anybody
Complete
out there.
for minus 20 yards.
Well, Darren Berninger has been so close to sacking Randall on several occasions. Number 40, Anthony McCurdy checking in the ball game. Number 11, Kelly Wall replacing number 2, Eric Stevens. Oh. Well, they pick up some of the yardage they lost, plus 5 yards from the original line of scrimmage. No, I'm sorry. They picked up 15 of the 30. We'll bring up 4th down and 15. 4th down and 15. And there's no doubt that Glen Oaks won't be going for this with 3 minutes left to go in the contest and the clock's ticking. Down by a score of 26-7. John Brown doing a good, no, that's Paul Gautreaux, number 42, doing a good job that time, not trying to go for interception, just knocked the ball down, and that turns the ball over to the Buffaloes. With 2 minutes 44 seconds left to go in the contest, Baker has a commanding lead and will come away here tonight on their first district contest for this season with a victory against the Glen Oaks Panthers. We got 2:44 left. Baker's on top by a score of 26-7. John, the score is somewhat reflective of the stats in this ball game, but really, if you look at the stats, the score should be at least 2 touchdowns better than what they have. Baker has really dominated this football game.
That's very true. And the 7 points Glen Oaks got was just super effort and some bad tackling on our parts. There goes Beverly.
Beverly picks up 4 yards out to the 34-yard line. Bring up 2nd and 6. Clock's running. Number 1, Ivory Leachman checks in the ball game. This victory tonight is going to put the Buffaloes at 5-1 overall record, 1-0 in district.
I got Chris Beverly with 21 carries and 100 yards even unofficially.
Number 46, Hickman carries. We got an injured Buffalo down on the field. Enough for a Baker first down to the Glen Oaks 46-yard line. Emmanuel Hickman, the ball carrier. I can't see who the injured Buffalo is. Well, I don't want to speculate. It may be Marty Broussard, number 81, who was in it, tight end. Well, I hate to see any of them get injured at this point or any point of the game, but this game's all over for all intents and purposes. 2 minutes and 4 seconds left to go in the contest. Buffalo's on top by a score of 26-7.
Looks like he just might have had the wind knocked out of him. He's up and walking off the field on his own power.
It is Marty Broussard, number 81, shaking up on the play, but as a good sign, he is walking off on his own power. Buffalo's 1st and 10 at the Baker 44-yard line. Crowd's really starting to thin out now. Vic Todd in at quarterback, pitches back to Leachman, number 24. No, I'm sorry, McCray. Ivory McCray. Vic Todd in at quarterback, pitches back, and that's a first down all the way down to the Glen Oaks 41-yard line. We got some new players in the ball game now for the Buffaloes. Number 87, Lindell Wade's in there. Try to call some of the other numbers that we see out there. Number 29, Bernard Green's in. Ball carrier gets close to first down to about the 32-yard line. Bring up 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8. Clock's running with 1 minute left to go in the contest. Boy, this is a big victory for the Buffaloes, John. A very important victory. Hopefully they come away here tonight with just a few bumps and bruises, have everybody healthy and ready to go for that very important game next week. Well, Todd trying to hand off. Ball carrier picks up a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1. But the important thing is the clock's still running with 33 seconds left to go in the contest. I don't look for Glen Oaks to try to stop this thing. It's all academic at this point. 23 seconds, 22 seconds. 3rd and 1. Pitch back to McCray. McCray breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, and gets out of bounds down at the 21-yard line. Enough for a Buffalo first down. This should be the last play of the game. First and 10 at the Glen Oaks 21-yard line. Fine run by McCray that time.
Kind of reminds you of a little Mulkey.
Yeah, McCray had a real good game against Zachary. First game of the season. Had a real good game against Zachary. This should be the last play of the contest. Hand off to Hickman. Hickman fighting for yardage, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's the ball game. Buffalo's coming away here tonight with a very important district win against Glen Oaks. Baker boosting their overall record to 5-1 overall and 1-0 in the district. And I tell you what, this shows me a lot of these Buffaloes coming back from that defeat last week at the hands of the Covington Lions, come back here and win their first district ball game and to set the stage for a showdown next week with Catholic High right back here at Memorial Stadium in Baton Rouge. I thought this team was well prepared tonight. Baker had an excellent game plan, both offensively and defensively, for the Glen Oaks Panthers. Of course, Glen Oaks coming in here with the highly touted quarterback, Randall, who is rated as one of the top quarterbacks in the state in high school football. And Baker doing an outstanding job of defending against the passing game of Glen Oaks. I thought the line play by the Buffalo defense was outstanding. As we stated, it's hard for any quarterback, no matter how good he is, to really come out and be that effective with his passing game if he doesn't have the time to set up, look, and throw the ball. And, of course, the Buffalo defensive line doing an outstanding job tonight of putting the necessary pressure on Randall. And, of course, the defensive secondary, the linebackers and the defensive backs doing an outstanding job of coverage in the backfield. And I can't say enough about the Buffalo defense. The only touchdown came on a long pass by Randall, and it really wasn't that long of a pass. It was just a kind of a flare-out type pass, kind of a semi-screen pass. But, excuse me, it was a long run. Baker just momentarily looked like they went to sleep. And, of course, the ball carrier, several missed tackles and was able to get the ball in the end zone for Glen Oaks' only score tonight. Baker Buffalo offensively, outstanding. Outstanding play. They shot themselves in the foot a couple times, but they just dominated the game. When I say they shot themselves in the foot, they had a couple of fumbles on some good drives that turned the ball over to Glen Oaks and negated any possible points coming out of the two drives. But when you put that many points on the board, 26 points, what can you say? Baker dominating this ball game, and the offense showed me tonight. You know, we said after last week that we had to sustain drives. We had to come up when we get the ball inside the 10-yard line. We can't come away with no points. Tonight, Baker did what we knew they had to do, and I'm very impressed. John, you got some stats for us?
Sure do. They reflect the ball game just right on. Baker High School rolled up 21 first downs to only 6 for Glen Oaks. 300 yards of rushing for Baker High School and only 7 for Glen Oaks. Baker attempted 3 passes, completed 2 for 73 yards. Eric Randall for Glen Oaks completed 12 passes of 32 attempts, had 1 intercepted for only 125 yards. So the total offense for the two teams, Baker 373 yards to 132. Can't ask for a finer defensive effort than that. And actually, 2 weeks in a row, a tremendous defensive effort, because Covington really had just barely more than 100 yards. The time of possession, phenomenal. 31 minutes, 17 seconds for Baker, 17 minutes, 43 seconds for Glen Oaks. That's the way to win football games, keep the other team's offense off the field. And if they can come anywhere close to that kind of effort next week against Catholic High School, it ought to be one heck of a football game.
Well, John, you know, we've talked about it all year, and with the districts changing this year we have Baker, Glen Oaks, Catholic, Lehigh, Denham Springs, and Bel Air in this district now, in this new district. And, you know, in previous years, the district has really boiled down between Baker and Denham Springs, and every once in a while maybe a Bel Air somebody would ease up in there and give them some pressure. But this year, we really have a situation this year where you've got 4 teams that are really in the thick of this thing. Glen Oaks being one of them. I'm very impressed by this victory by the Buffaloes over Glen Oaks tonight. But you've got Catholic, Denham Springs, and Baker that are 3 strong, legitimate contenders for this district title. So this is a very important game tonight for us. It's an important game tonight for Catholic, who is playing Denham Springs, who led at halftime by a score of 21-14. And as we stated earlier, next week, Catholic High will be hosting Baker High School Buffaloes right here at Memorial Stadium in Baton Rouge. And if you're a Buffalo fan, you have to be here. It'll be a very important ball game, and these young men need your support. The school needs your support. The city needs your support. And we want to urge you to please come out here next Friday night and watch what should be just one bang-up, heads-up football game, and may determine the outcome of the district title race here early in the season. But I'm Sid Gotro, along with John Brown. Greg Allen couldn't be with us tonight. He should be back with us next week. But we enjoyed bringing you this telecast. We're back online with you and should be on with you for the remainder of the games for this season. We want to thank Bert Carson with Trev Productions, who brings you these ball games along with Cablevision of Baker Zachary. We've been here now for 7 or 8 years bringing you these ball games. We're glad to do it. And, John, you have any final words you want to say?
Just be out here next week. Look, folks, don't be a couch potato. You can watch this fine broadcast again Saturday morning, but come here next Friday night. We need your support.
That's exactly right. Well, this is Sid Gotro along with John Brown for Trev Productions. And Friday night football, the Baker Buffaloes victorious against the Glen Oaks Panthers by a score of 26-7.